Hi, I'm Steve Hendrick, and I run DevOps research for EMA. Now, it's easy to answer the question, is software important? Digital transformation, the pandemic, and the needs of an increasingly digital economy have really made that clear. But answering the question, is software quality important, is more complicated and more nuanced. In this video, I'm going to highlight some new research that helps answer this question and more. And in this video, we're going to take a short look at software quality. Now, you might think that software quality is not important. Enterprises today are pivoting faster and harder to software to remain or gain a competitive advantage, which means the demands on developers have really never been greater. Technical debt is growing despite the productivity provided by agile methods and DevOps tools and processes. IT cost pressures are increasing, and now it's okay to have a minimum viable product. So, why do 92% of enterprises that we just surveyed say that software quality is important? Now, the easiest way to answer the question, does software quality matter, is to follow the money. And it sounds trite, but there is some compelling proof here. The reason that software quality matters is because 70% of enterprises that we just surveyed said that software quality has a significant impact on revenue, and 22% said that software quality has some impact on revenue. This means that 92% of enterprises in our sample understand that software drives revenue, and higher quality software has the potential to drive even more revenue. Now, one key reason for this is that more and more software is becoming an important part of how enterprises communicate with prospects, customers, and business partners. And this research not only asks questions to see how enterprises approach software quality, but also differentiates between those enterprises who are software quality leaders and those who are mainstreamers and laggards. Now, one of the most exciting findings that came out of this research is the response that you see at the top of this chart on the left side. As enterprises expanded their DevOps practices, software quality improved. Expanding a DevOps practice includes restructuring how people, processes, policy, and developer tools all work together. And this response not only garnered the highest response rate, but was also widely selected regardless of how an enterprise scored as a software quality leader, mainstreamer, or laggard. Now, I've highlighted responses 2 through 4 in this chart because the enterprises who are software quality leaders have significantly higher response rates than software quality laggards, and in some cases, software quality mainstreamers. This tells us that becoming a software quality leader starts with the customer and requires senior management to understand how software can drive business and competitive advantage. So now that we have a perspective on why software quality is improving, let's look at how software quality is improving. Now, in this chart, I've highlighted virtually every response where software quality leaders are significantly different than software quality laggards. It's almost the entire list of responses to this question, and the improvements spanned people, process, and tools. Now, it begins with an understanding of customer needs and requirements, improvements to the DevOps practice, meaning more automation and improvements to how software is developed, tested, and delivered. Software quality leaders show there is utility in shifting left, demonstrate an extraordinarily high response rate focused on assembling multifunctional teams, tighter CI/CD feedback loops, and the adoption of tools like value stream management that improve productivity and quality at the same time. Now, from a DevOps tactical perspective, there are many best practices that emerged from this research. Unlike the prior question, where there was a significant difference between software quality leaders and followers, there is far more of a consensus across best practices identified here. Now, many of these best practices show an overall response rate greater than 40%, which is a common threshold for attaching importance to a response. Now, I encourage you to look at the slide in detail, but there are a few of the key highlights that I want to talk about. Development team composition and techniques like peer programming and review certainly tops the list. Adopting a more comprehensive approach to testing is number 2, and I'm really glad to see this. Testing needs to occur across the pipeline, and it's especially necessary during CD, although this often is where testing falls short. Now, for more information, I would encourage you to look at the portfolio of EMA deliverables on the Microfocus website that discusses this research. One of the topics that we looked at included worst practices experienced on the enterprise's software quality journey, and this is almost as important as best practices in helping enterprises develop a path forward. So I encourage you to check out both the webinar and the ebook that are shown here. And for a deeper dive into the 2021 state of software quality, and check out these resources, and thanks for listening.